going to talk to you about each and every clause in CARO. What we have tried to do is to try to give you a thematic view of how CARO 2020 looks like. We are trying to avoid the language in the order verbatim. We are trying to summarize it for you. We are trying to make it simpler. In our mind, there are 5 critical themes or buckets in which the entire CARO 2020 can be bucketed. The first one deals with non-financial assets. Here, the items that are covered are clauses on reporting of fixed assets or property, plant and equipment, intangible assets, right of use assets, investment property, and non-current assets held for sale. If you move on to the other bucket of clauses, they are the clauses that are related to loans and investments. You will see here how the scope of reporting has been significantly enhanced. The third bucket that we have to cover is the guidance around, or the clauses around the clauses related to governance. There are several clauses in CARO 2020 that deal with compliance with specific laws and regulations. So for example, compliance with section 185, 186, deposit acceptance rules. We'll try and cover those relevant clauses here as part of the governance related theme. What we will do in the part 2 of this webinar next week is cover clauses related to borrowing and capital raising. And finally, we will talk about audit and audit related clauses. As you can see from this slide, not only does CARO 2020 talk about or require an auditor to work on the sources of fund and fundraising in terms of utilization of funds, deployment of funds, funds raised from a short-term basis used for long-term purposes and vice versa. It talks about the deployment in assets as well. And it covers both the financial and non-financial assets. It covers regulatory compliance, it covers audit related items, fraud reporting, and the like. So this effectively has a very good breadth of the operations of an entity. And that's why it's a massive change that needs a lot of focused attention and timely attention. So without spending too much of time on the background, let me straight away go into the first theme,